Hello everybody, my name is Farmer Phil and today we are in the lap of luxury. We are in a 2019 7718S. So just to insert this here, we are currently running a competition in conjunction with CELAC. They are giving away a 20 kilo bag of their seaweed flake every week for the 6 weeks of lockdown. So this is the second week of, we're going into our second week of lockdown. This is the second competition. So to enter this week's competition, upload a picture to Instagram of cattle, sheep, pigs, whatever it is you do. Tag myself at FarmerPhil135 and tag CELAC at CELAC Ltd in the picture, and then the following Sunday the 8th of November, CELAC will announce their winner on their page. And also, if you want to check out who won last week's competition, head over to CELAC's Instagram page where you will see who won last week's competition. Make sure while you're there to follow myself and follow CELAC. And then on Sunday the 8th of November we will announce the next competition for going into the third week of lockdown, and this will continue on till we have our 6 weeks of lockdown done, and there'll be 6 bags of seaweed given away. So make sure you do that if you want to enter the competition to get yourself a bag of seaweed. Anyways, we get back into the video. Before you say, did we buy? No, we did not. This tractor belongs to one of our drivers, friend of my father. This is the tractor that you see quite a lot in videos drawing silage and that. We got the land of the tractor to spread some dung. So we're out on some tillage ground now. That's where one of our neighbours dropped off a heap of his dung onto this bit patch of tillage ground, where we're getting it out before the ban, because from the 1st of November onwards, I don't know when it lifts, I presume it's the same time the slurry ban lifts, the 15th of January. You're not allowed to spread farmyard manure, dung, bedding, whatever you want to call it, on land. And it's also from the 1st of November, you can't have dung like that tipped in a field. It has to be on concrete with your drainage, and you're collecting for runoff and whatnot. So we're getting this spread. There's a neighbour dropped up, so we'll go and we'll shove that haul up. We'll get some nice footage. I have the drone, I have the old head cam. We're just in the lap of a 7718S. An absolutely beautiful tractor to drive, a beautiful tractor to drive. And yeah, so anyways, we'll make a good video and we'll get some dung out. Plan is to get this bit spread and then go on to another job, and maybe another job after that. This bit's for ourselves, next job is for contract, job after that's for contract as well. Hopefully now we'll get to the third job. Mightn't get all done, but we'll get some of it done. That's kind of the aim for today. It is it's 3 o'clock now, I think. We're away all morning doing other jobs, and we're only getting to this now, but we'll try and get this done. But anyways, we'll get shifting some poo. I wasn't gonna say shit. So we are spreading away, a couple of loads spread now. Father Phil is in the 6290 with them lovely Muck guards and a K2 600 spreader. 600 means it's 6 cubic meters, not the biggest in the world, would like bigger, but at the same time, this time of the year, a big muck spreader leaves big tracks. Small muck spreader like that, when you're loading in the same field you're spreading in, it's nearly as handy. The only place you get caught out with the size of that muck spreader is when you have to draw it. You guys spread from a yard down the road into a field, that's where it's a bit annoying. But when you're spreading out of the field, I go as far as say it's perfect for this job. Perfect. Anyways, that's what we are doing. We are spreading. I suppose what some of you are probably thinking, why are we using our driver's 7718S? Do we not have the 6480 or the digger or the teleporter or the loading shovel or any of them things? And yes, we do have all them things, but the 6480 is away where it was working, well, where it is working at the minute, so I can't do this job. The teleporter in field condition on concrete, fine, perfect. In the field, forget about it. Oh geez, we tried it one time and just forget about it. It just, the wheels are narrow, and it just goes to its bollocks. So it does, trying to do it. The loading shovel is running on slicks, and that doesn't work so well when you're in field conditions and the fields aren't over dry. As you've probably heard me say a good many's a time now, my father always maintained we change the loading shovel, not change the tyres, and there's a lot of tyre sealing keeping them tyres going, but because it's on slicks, it doesn't work in fields that well. Normally what we would do, spreading dung, whether it be on concrete or in a field, we have our digger. We have a 15-ton Daewoo that some of you may remember I did a video on it last year, and you haven't really seen much of it other than that. Normal year, this is what the Daewoo is used for, spreading dung out of fields and out of yards, because it's fierce handy, especially in the field with the tracks. You fill up very quickly and you leave the place lovely and tidy after you. You just level out everything. But our digger, we let a neighbour borrow it, and one of the tracks broke. And it's not something that your man did that broke it, it's just a case that it was going to go and it just happened to go on him. And because of that, track is broke. I actually think my father has bought a new track and a new sprocket for, or new chain and a new sprocket for the side that's gone, and he assures me it's a lovely simple job to take off all the pads and put them onto the new chain, because we have our digger has white tracks because it was an old board Namona digger. But yeah, that's what we normally use it for, but that's gone, and it's just a case, this tractor, new, well, a year old really, nearly 2 years old, perfect set of tyres on it, does this job 100%. If the 64 years at home, yeah, we'd probably use it, but we just use this. And anyways, I make a lovely video, a nice new shiny red Massey Ferguson. Oh, this is a lovely tractor. I absolutely love driving this tractor. It's a lovely tractor, a lovely tractor. So it is, most certainly. But anyways, so yeah, that's why we're using this tractor. So yeah, so there's a bit of gooey stuff now we're just starting to pick up. We're just starting to get a bit of gooey stuff that was left up, and it's just not sitting in the thing that well, so we let him go early. But anyways, yeah, so that's it. Oh, love this tractor. It's a smashing tractor. Smashing tractor. Oh, if only I had the money.
I just realized I've built walls a mile high to protect my heart, but now I'm all alone, stuck on the inside. The heart doesn't need a castle, it needs a bridge. Been too scared that I'd unravel. Brick by brick, I built these walls. Now I know that I am strong. Just watch me tear them down. I'm gonna tear them down. If it couldn't break your heart, is it really love? If it can't tear you apart, is it really love? Just watch me march towards the battle. I'm gonna tear down this castle. I'm gonna tear down this castle. I'm gonna tear down this castle. Watch me march. If it couldn't break your heart, is it really love? If it can't tear you apart, is it really love? If it couldn't break your heart, is it really love? If it can't tear you apart, is it really love? I criticized myself for trusting lies. I know I can't hide, 'cause then I'd be alone, stuck on the inside. The heart doesn't need a castle, it needs a bridge. Been too scared that I'd unravel. Brick by brick, I built these walls. Now I know that I'm enough. Just watch me tear them down.
So the pile is starting to get small now. We're just had the drone up there and just used up a lot of the old sloppy stuff that was sitting on that side, just to get out of the way, leave a nice cleaner bit in the middle. Spreading away there, you can just about see. It's a lovely evening, so this has actually been a lovely day. The weather hasn't been too bad now, so it hasn't. Ground conditions are just about holding. Now you were seeing in the drone shot just the bottom of the field, you can see a few tracks. Ground conditions just holding out now. We're getting enough of these kind of days to mean that any bit of rain we're getting is getting a chance to soak out, dry out. That's not, things aren't going too bad. One of the things I just wanted to say, this field we are in at the minute, this will be going into maize for next year. So we will be growing maize for the first time since 6 years since we grew maize. 2015 I think it was the last year we grew maize. So we'll be putting this field into maize. That's the plan. That's why it's getting the dung. Dung will sit there for the winter, and then it'll all be ploughed down in the spring, and we'll be putting maize in. So yeah, will we be sowing it ourselves? Nope. We do have a maize sower, but it doesn't have plastic. And putting down plastic with your maize is like having an insurance policy. It's like having a dodgy insurance policy. That's probably the best way to put it, because you're putting it on to try and ensure that your crop comes up, establishes you have a better crop, but there's no guarantee that it'll actually work. It's a bit like a dodgy insurance company. You get a good cheap policy, but there's no guarantee they're going to stand behind you if something happens. So that's probably the best analogy of it. But yeah, but we will be growing maize again. And something else, a lot of people have asked me, are we cutting maize this year? Have we any maize to cut? Unfortunately, we have no maize to cut. The last farmer that we were cutting maize for stopped growing it. It's an expensive crop. It's a very expensive crop to grow, and you get an unfavorable year, it's a disaster. And yeah, he decided not to grow it anymore. He grew whole crop instead. And yeah, so there's no maize to cut this year, but we will have maize for next year. We'll also be growing spring beans next year as well, but that's a story for another day. So Father Phil is just baiting on up there, so we better get ready to start. Something else I forgot to say, I meant to say it at the start, but the wellies I am wearing, some people have been asking me about them. I am wearing the original Muck Boot Company wellies, the Muck Master welly, and I have to say I've had them 2 if not 3 months now. So some of you may have seen them on, I put a picture of them on Instagram when I got them. They sent them out to me. I have to say they are a fantastic welly. Usually I get 6 months out of a pair of wellies before they'd split, and there's still no signs that these are going to give up anytime soon. They're a great high welly. The distance from there up to there, it's a great high welly. Like it's only a couple of inches off my knee. Great high welly. There's a great sole in it. It's an incredibly comfy welly to wear. The soles, like normal pair of wellies, 2 weeks soles are wore out and you have to pull them out because they just don't stay there. The soles are still perfect in these, and it's an incredibly comfy welly. I call them a great winter welly because they're nice and snug. There's a good bit of thickness in it. But even saying that, a day like today where you'd nearly consider taking off the jumper, I'm not sweating at all. They're a very comfortable welly now. They're definitely the comfortablest welly I think I have ever had. No, definitely the most comfortable welly I have ever had. To be perfectly honest, they have exceeded my expectations. I know I might say that a lot about things that I do get, but there's a reason why it was left 2 or 3 months before I did this, to make sure that they were good. And yeah, no, I definitely recommend them. They are a very, very comfy welly, so they are. Also, if you spend over £100 with the Muck Boot Co, you get a free boot jack. And if you don't know what a boot jack is, it's a little bit of timber that you can use to take off your wellies rather than using take off one welly. Well, you know the way you put your toe of one welly on the heel of one and you flick it off, and then you go to do the same. And if you don't have a ledge or a curb to put it on, you end up using your toe. And if there's muck on your wellies, you get it on your toe. But this yoke, you're able to just stand on it and catch your welly in the back and pull it off. That's what a boot jack is. So you want to get a pair of wellies for yourself. These wellies, there'll be a link in the description down below. I do recommend them now. 3 months in, there's no sign of them giving up, and they are an incredibly comfy welly to wear, and the sole is still in them, which is amazing. I've never had a pair of wellies that lasted more than 2 weeks without the soles coming out of them. Amazing. Anyways, time to go fill Father Phil again. So we are literally last 4 bucket fulls, and Father Phil's just spreading that load there. So I just said I'd go through some of the operations in this tractor. So you can see, instead of the T-bar now, they have this. So you push it forward, go faster, pull it back, drop your D, A, B, C, D, E, F. This is for the loader, up and down and whatnot. Also you can see buttons on it. So like, I forget how to get working, but these buttons, forward and reverse, you can literally flick them to go forward and reverse, so you don't even need to use that there. You can also up and down your ranges on this, so you can literally do all you need to do on this joystick without touching anything else. There's a switch here, you switch that switch and then this becomes a spool. So this tractor has 4 spools, 1, 2, and then this is a double acting, so you have one going that way and one going that way. You can see it there. Flick that switch, that's what that does. All your settings there, it's all buttons. Your 4-wheel drive, automatic diff lock, all the suspensions, everything. This is for locking your hydraulics, particularly that, so you can lock that when you go on the road so you don't accidentally hit it and cause something to happen. Like I seen someone do a slurry tanker one time and opened a lollipop. Wasn't me. No, it definitely wasn't me. PTO, and you have all these buttons. It's when will we have one? We will have one of these eventually, but it'll probably be when this tractor is 10 to 15 years old. That's when we may get something similar to this. May not. That's a 77 now, not a 76. We might get a 76 a little bit sooner than that. But anyways, Father Phil is back to fill up the last one, so we will peg in the last one and then we will be on to the next job, or I think we are anyways. So yeah, we fill up. So that is it finished now, all out. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to grade back just the tracks with the bucket all downhill back onto a bit drier ground and smooth it all up, and that's it. Then we are finished. So yeah, we're finished here. We'll move on to the next job, or that's what I think was happening anyways. It's getting a little bit dark of itself, but I will check with Father Phil and see what stories. But anyways, we start grading the bucket. So that is that hole leveled. Why do we level it? Take out the track, stop them from filling with water, because it'll create a wet spot. We'll go and chat Father Phil now and see where we are going next. So we are here now on the next farm. Head cam is on. I hope I have it set up right. Just a little bit tricky now. There's not too much to be spread, but just a little bit tricky. I suppose it's the best way to put it. Way forward. So there's not too much here. Maybe 2 or 3 load. Be about the height of it now. and it's going out on grassland. That's where it's going. So just a matter of getting it done now. And it's just a little bit tricky, just coming off the concrete. Ooh, coming off the concrete here now. We hit our button, we go down the gears. So that is us done now. Father Phil is just emptying the last of it there, and that's all the dung spread. So now we will beat it on back to the house, we'll wash the tractor, we'll leave it back. But I'm going to leave it at that for today's video, because it's kind of got dark now, and by the time I get washed it's going to be pitch black, so might as well finish it now. So we just convoy back with Father Phil when he's ready, and we'll wash this rig, leave it back the way we got it, relatively clean. So that is it from me. So please like and subscribe to the channel. Videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday. Big thank you to everyone. We have hit 30,000 subscribers this morning. Absolutely huge, massive, amazing stuff. Should have put that in the start, but big thank you to everyone that subscribes. Really and truly has made such a difference to my life, and now we're on 30,000. So hey, let's head on for 40. So anyways, we'll leave it at that. If you have any comments, anything like that, as always, hit me down in the comments down below. We'll go back, watch this, but that is it from me. Mind yourselves and good luck.